good. I can edit it out. It's not loud. You're good.
Okay. Yeah, and mention.
Okay, mental note to Rihanna, when you're editing this, please make sure you edit the first minute.
Yeah.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Defenders and Lab Coats, brought to you by Cyberspeak Labs. My name is Rihanna Schultz, and I'll be your aide today as I guide you through different learning opportunities here in Cyberspeak Labs. Now, I have a very, very awesome guest here in the lab, but before we do kick off, I do want to promote the lab's link tree. This is a way for you guys to support me financially and also support the podcast because we grow through finances. It is sad, but it's true. So below you will find a link to various different pet products, different discounts to movies and local grocery stores near you. But with that being said, I am going to introduce our special lab guest who is very talented, very passionate, and a very dear close connection of mine. I would like to introduce Diyar to the lab. So hi.
Hello, Rihanna. How are you?
Good, good. Now, kind of introduce yourself here. We have podcast listeners all over the world, including Iraq, which is super exciting. And I know that hits home for you. So, kind of introduce who you are and a little bit about your
Yeah, yeah,
background.
yeah. Why not? So, salam alaikum, everyone. I'm Diyar Saadi Ali from Kurdistan, Iraq. I'm 23 years old. So, my task in a cybersecurity space is researching APTs, malware analysis, and reverse engineer. Beside all of the technical stuffs, writing blogs, making videos on YouTube, I'm a international speakers. My last session is I think 2 days ago from Black Hat in Riyadh.
Oh my goodness. I was so excited to see you speak there. How was it, by the way?
Yeah, it was pretty good because I'm a very scheduled speaker from the history of the Black Hat series conferences. So I would like to make honors. I'm proud to my region, to my country, Kyrgyzstan.
Oh, yes. I'm so glad you were able to speak. You sent me your promotion for Black Hat and I was like, "Yay!"
Yeah, yeah. Because Black Hat is a big conference and they don't accept it regularly. So they have a great review board. They review every papers one by ones and then make a competition between each others and then select it the lucky guy. So hopefully I am one.
It's good experience. Very good experience. And you deserve
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Alhamdulillah. Yeah,
Yeah, and you spoke at my virtual event this last year and it was a hit.
yeah.
I had a lot of good feedback on your session. So thank you for doing
Yeah, yeah. It's mercy from God, and then yours invitation to this virtual conference.
Yes. Now, before we clicked the recording, you had said something really interesting. You said you got into cyber a little bit when you were 9 years old.
Yeah, yeah. It was started when one of my friends mentioned that I have a brothers, so he's working like a watchdogs and watching what people do in the internet. He can see the screens, so it's make me be a more curious about this field. So after 1 years he decided to teach me how to handle this situations and came into the cyber. And in this age the resources is very few, not like today. There are a lot of academies, a lot of communities publishing articles, blogs, and so on. In this age there are only some forums to learn and some limited YouTube videos. Yeah, it was quite, but the tastes of cyber is more interesting in back to 2010, 2011, more than nowadays.
Yeah. Yeah. When you told
Yeah.
me that, I was like, what?
Yeah, I'm one of the oldest cyber guy from Iraq and Kyrgyzstan. There are a lot of
You're
other
like, I have
guys, but
30 years experience right from day one when I could walk.
yeah. You know, our cybersecurity field is a quite interesting if you be a curious, like a
Yes.
detective. Yeah, so you can be Agatha Christie.
Oh, yes, yes. Yes.
Yeah, Agatha Christie. She is a novel writers of a police roman, a police
Oh,
novel.
yes. You need to write a book.
Yeah, I have one books. It's about social media and cyber threat
Oh, that's
for
a good one.
students. Yeah, 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 yeah. But it's in my native language. Maybe in future, hire translator to translate into the English.
Yes. Yeah. Well, your English is very good. So
Yeah, 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 yeah. But writing is different. So
writing is
writing is
very
different.
different.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I have to write in the in the language and the style that everyone can understand what the cyber is means.
Yes. Now, I definitely want to ask you this because this is your passion, and you also talked about it at Cyber LabCon this last year. But how did you get into threat researching or just cyber researching in general? You have really, really good publishing out there, so I definitely wanted to ask
Yeah.
you about that.
Well, actually, it's back 2020. I think I
Yeah.
heard some new terms in cybersecurity, like a digital forensic, like an incident response. So they inspired me to deep dive into it. So after collecting a lot of knowledge in digital forensic and incident response, I see something more interesting is malware analysis and threat
Mm.
intelligence. And actually, I'm so curious, like a OCD guy.
Oh,
Well, yeah, yeah. I wanna understand what's happened behind the scenes.
yeah.
So that's inspired me to dive into it and publishing, researching. So reading using AI to simplifying the some advanced terms and share with the pupils.
Yeah. And you've had some actual publishing too from your findings, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah. I have a publishing because I'm a type of the person that hate AI and automation stuffs in general.
You do.
So I yeah, yeah. I always try to do learn and doing something manually instead that getting the tools and writing the web page and domain is and get the result. I actually want to know when I click the button what's happened behind the scenes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to use my brain instead using the tools to doing it for me. So for example, if we make a one example, there are something called DGA, domain generation algorithm,
Yes.
and there are something called IP fluxing, DNS fluxing. I don't need the tools for identifying that. I just need my eyes and my experiences to detect that. For example, if there are some random characters and there are some numbers with these domains, that's maybe 900% DGA domains.
Oh my gosh, that's
Yeah,
so cool.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And actually, one tips for your audience: if you see 102 in the beginning of the IP addresses, there are 80% that's Cloudflare.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Yeah. So that's my mindset. That's my mindset in researching and cybersecurity in general.
Yeah. I, uh, I I'm gonna let you know, I still use a calculator.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I'm bad at math. And don't use calculator. Yeah. If I need something, maybe I will use CyberChef for some calculation
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
equations, or just drop into the chat GPT in some cases.
Someone's like, "I can do very complex math or very complex, like, math for my job, but, like,
That's
simple
very
math,
important.
I can't do." Yeah.
Yeah, that's very important, especially for malware analyst and security
Yeah.
researcher. It's very important to have a background in mathematics because they face encryption a lot. So all attack is not same. There are not only base 64 encoding. There are no only XOR and
Yeah.
RC4. There are some more custom encryption mechanism, or the attackers maybe made their own encryption ways to make it deobfuscation or decryption more challenging for security researcher. That's quite more difficult to tracking.
Yeah, because they can just
Maybe if attacker is fail in operational security in some stages of the attack.
yeah, and they can just throw it away and start over,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah. It does. So you can as a researcher, when someone be a malware researcher in the first time, everything is enjoyable, the
Yeah.
tools, the encryptions, other stuff. But when deep dive into it, when you go to deep, everything is changed. It will be more harder, because actually there are less tools for malware analysis, and some of tools are outdated, or the malwares bypasses the signatures of these tools. Because, for example, let's make an example. We have a detected easy. There are some malwares, even detected easy cannot detect it. What is it? Because actually detected easy is based on the signature,
Yeah.
even the PE Studio. So that's why sometimes you have to write your own code, our script with AI in some cases, or sometimes just using your experiences, or like Santos said, let the enemy reveal itself,
Yeah.
doing dynamic analysis, network interception to see what's happened behind the scenes.
Yeah. And I told someone one day, I was like, "I don't know if you tried dating in your 30s, but it's hard." And I was like, "It's
Yeah,
like it's like trying to date, your threat actor. You're trying to find them, and then they just, like,
yeah.
ghost you, and you're like, "Oh."
Yeah. Actually, because threat actor is now more experienced. They use AIs. They use custom encryption mechanism. They use
Yep.
custom tools. They are more advanced than 10 years ago. But still, I'm much interested in the samples that made 10 years ago,
Yeah.
especially in in the countries that have some kind of the regime or politician issues, because they hire surveillance software
Yep.
from the other countries and trying to use it against human activists, generalists, or students or protesters. So because this malware is much more interesting to me, and you can only find from past 10 or 14
Yep.
years ago.
Yeah. And I came across one threat actor group. I believe they're in Israel, and they're a hacktivist group, and they don't like AI art. And so they really honed in on Disney. Like they sent a guy physically to Disney in Paris to go physically breach their computers.
Yeah. So that's why I always mention threat actor is always one step forward than a security researcher, because security researcher have some legacy mindset.
Yeah.
Threat researcher should have to think out of the box, think like attackers, have some kind of red teaming mindset,
Yep.
penetration mindset, or like a criminals have some kind of the
Yeah.
dark psychological mindset to see what's happened. Because threat actors, imagine, we have something called living of the binaries or living of the land.
Yeah.
So attackers every days will gonna find new log beans, abuse new drivers, abuse new legitimate software inside the operating system itself. But threat security researcher doesn't care about it. So that's why when someone is asked about me how to start in a security researching at all, I mentioned start with a OS internal, computer architecture,
Yep.
cryptography, networking, programming, and Windows internal at all. Windows internal is very important for security researcher, because security researcher have to understand what happened behind the scenes. When
Yep.
you press this close button in Notepad, what's happened behind the self? I know it's a task skill slash im notepad.exe
Yep.
in the command line vision, but what's in the code side, how it does
Yep.
that. If you think like this, I am sure threat actors have to spend years and years to find new ways.
Yes. So,
And
yeah.
yeah, now one more to add.
Oh,
So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, there are some security researcher publishing some kind of a C2 frameworks, publishing some legitimate tools for shellcode running. I think these tools will serve threat actor more.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. For example, there are some C2 command and control server framework. They have a post exploitation mechanism. That's mean you can generate an agent or malwares inside it. So it's available for free. So that's why I have mentioned in the beginning of the podcast, there are few resources. If you back 2011, 2010, now if you can make a compare to today, they are big different.
Yeah. And the all very good points. I I know I'm an adult and I know I don't have the mindset to be a malware
Eh,
researcher like yourself. I like to go find the things and then I'm like,
yeah,
okay, cool, that's good enough for me.
yeah. No, it's not, it's yeah, it's not so hard, it's not so hard, but just need some kind of a curiosity. You have to
Yes.
have a goal. Why you analyze the sample? What tools I need to analyze the sample? What data should I am looking for inside the strings or the binaries? If you have the answer for this question, you will dive into it step by step. And there are something in malware analysis sometimes make a headache for beginners is all the sample is the same. That's true. Most of the sample is the same intent, same motivation, and same code structure, because actually maybe threat actor will gonna steal a code, a source code, or the builder of the malwares, like ngrat, for example. They stole ngrat source code and just modify it and just may added some kind of a obfuscation mechanism or persistent mechanism and release it. But actually it take a few times to identifying what's the different, why this samples, so you can use binary diffing, the diffing between the other samples and this sample you have, and then you can have the surface, a background about what you are doing analysis. So I have seen some mistakes from the new researcher. So the tool is not always important. The one of the important stuff is why you are analyzing. The
Yeah.
mindset is very important. And you have to have a right tools for right sample. For example, if the malware is .NET based, I mean, made by C Sharp, VB.NET, Visual Basic, you don't need to use IDA or Ghidra or Binary Ninja. Just go to use DNSpy. That's
Yep.
mean right tool. But if you go to import this .NET binary into IDA Pro, it doesn't work. You got a wrong result. So having a lot of tool set, it's not mean you are advanced. Sometimes I just using sandboxing, but
Yeah.
with more string, with more custom analysis, like looking at the string, looking at the digital signature and check for the digital signature is tampered or stolen or not, and that's enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, because yeah. So and you can go get a samples, analyzing it step by step. Mother analysis need a
Yeah.
patient, because all sample is the same in the,
Yeah.
so I can say 80% sample are the same. Maybe if you are working for the AV companies or a big companies that get a custom samples, or the sample is specifically designed for this company, that's a different case.
Yeah. Yeah. And all good knowledge to have, especially for someone that is starting into researching. Like, this is stuff I wish I would have known earlier into my career.
Yeah. That's why experience, that's the time experience is played on the roles.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's based on the experience. I always ask question to someone that have a more knowledge than me, or ask a question. So maybe most of the times I have learned from the beginners, and
Yeah.
sometimes from the I want to learn from everyone, because everyone have something that I don't know.
Yes. And
Even you, even maybe other person from the conferences, and it's make me more experienced, and then I'm sharing with the community and the people who don't have the money to pay the courses.
mhm.
That's why that's another reason that I'm publishing resources, researches. It take a times, but actually it deserve it, because every people doesn't have the money to pay
Yep.
a courses.
Yeah. And your writing is very knowledgeable. I've read a few of your publishings through LinkedIn and stuff, and I was like,
Yeah,
this is great. I always like to make sure I share what you post back to my channel because there's a lot of good
yeah,
stuff to read
yeah,
into and to even like learn about. So,
yeah,
um
yeah,
yeah. So my
yeah.
next
So
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
okay,
I'm
no,
over
no,
here
go.
just asking a million questions to you.
Yeah. So actually, the all knowledgeable stuff that you are seeing, or the other community,
Yeah,
is that's why I have a different mindset.
you do. You
I don't.
absolutely do.
Yeah. I am not always relying on the tools, or relying. I want to have the eye detection. I
Yeah.
want to have eye detection. So because actually, and even because the malwares is have some kind of a social engineering it,
Yeah.
we can't say. Yeah, it look like a legitimate, but how I know?
Yeah.
And for example, I have two samples. One of them is came from the legitimate source, and one of them came from the other sources. I want to know only by eyes or some like a triage, basic triage, how to identify it's malicious or not. So the simple ones based on the hashes, you
Yes.
can do that. If the hash is same, that's me same. Because if you add only one null byte, the entire hash will change. And your next question is what?
Oh, well, my next question is where what's the next thing for you? You got done talking on Black Hat. You have all of this amazing research. You got done with Cyber LabCon, and I saw you on a few other podcasts since then.
Yeah.
What is your goal for the next year, I guess?
Well, my goal is to be instructor in one of the academies
Yeah.
and also finish all three black hatters.
Yes. That
Yeah.
would be a fun goal.
Yeah. So I have submitted a lot of good researches for Black Hat Asia, like a bootkit cases. I
Yeah.
got an actual bootkit case that override master boot record MBR and iOS analyzing. So it's one of the tough research I have did because there are less samples about the iOS malwares. I have contacted some researcher from the ESET company to retrieve and fetch some samples to me for my research. Yeah,
Yes. I like that.
and
Have
my
you,
fi- and being a great malware reverse engineer and
yes,
develop
I think
more.
you've
Yeah,
achieved that.
inshallah, let's see, inshallah I will try and to help other guys, other beginners to start and finding their passion in cybersecurity, not like a traditional one, because there are
Yeah.
something traditional, like a indicator of compromise,
Yep.
pyramid of the pain, like I hashes, I mean TTPs and other stuff. So actually, attackers know. So that's why I always mention it. Like before, threat actor is always 1 point forward than us. We are one step back. We lose 1 point because still we are relying on
Mhm.
something that traditional. Let me, for example, if you make it a pyramid of the pain, we have IP
Oh, yes.
addresses, we have a DNS, we have a hashes, we have a tools, and we have a TTPs. Okay, let's make an example. For the hashes, I just added one null byte. The hash is changed. This
Yep.
one is debunked. For the IP addresses, I just use IP fluxing. In 1 second, the IP address is changed.
Yep.
That's debunked. And for DNS, I will change. I will use DGA. That's so most of, for example, all on the tools. So most of the security researchers maybe think that tools is very tough one, but actually, okay, let's example the apt blah blah using cobalt strike,
Yep.
but it altered the tool for the sliver or for the havoc,
Yep.
or they build their own custom tools. But
Yep.
still, when I talk with the other security researcher, they mention no, pyramid of the pain still work, still not work.
It works for in the beginning, but then when
Yeah,
you
yeah.
especially, like, really big companies, right? Like, the IOCs, they're not like, what security, I would say, companies are providing, they're not gonna be
Yeah,
relevant in
yeah.
24,
What if
48
what?
hours.
Yeah, what if the threat actor? What if the IPT blah blah
Mhm.
compromised a legitimate website?
Then, yeah, that's where it gets more sophisticated, yeah, because
Yeah, yeah,
you don't wanna block, the main page to google.com or YouTube, people will
yeah,
die. Like
yeah. Like a Cloudflare outage.
yes! Oh my gosh, you would think or like Log4j, I swear, it was like half of the internet was gonna break.
Yeah. That's why we have to always have some other options in our
Yeah,
lives, not
yeah.
always relying on the one track.
Yeah, yeah, no, and you're the mindset you're talking about is very much needed, because eventually tools will need to learn from people like you, so that way they can
Yeah,
produce things for people that don't have the
yeah,
mindset, and that's
yeah.
your role is very important in this field.
Yeah, so actually, because I don't want a threat actor be always one step forward than me. I want to
Yeah,
always be two steps forward than threat actors,
yeah,
because actually, because if you one step forwards, you know what's happening behind in the back, and you
Yeah.
will, for example, if there are some vulnerabilities, um you will gonna fix it, you're not gonna patch it. And
Yeah.
then yeah, because actually nowadays, okay, we have a CVEs and the CVEs has been patched. Okay, the patching is save me from this current attack, but what about the next attack?
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
it's not gonna matter.
it's yeah, it doesn't work, it doesn't work at all. We have to have a different mindset, we have to reading more, we have to reading about more about psychology, about the some kind of a like books, 48 laws, I
Yep.
think. Yeah, this book is very important. If you can apply this terms into cybersecurity, it can work better. Even
Yeah.
we can learn from our body. There are some white from our white cell, how our white cell is working, so we can applying it into cybersecurity and provide a better defenses.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's just yeah, people don't really think of it like that either. And it's so important to this field. So, so, so
Yeah.
important.
Yeah, that's why they gonna breach it. That's why they gonna still. I have in Black Hat, I have meet a guy at mention every years some of my employees gonna hacked,
Yeah.
even they got a training.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they got a training, they got a training, but they don't have a mindset.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
there is a huge psychological component to this field.
yeah. Let's make an example for it. For
Yeah.
example, you are working for company A, and I am the CEO. My email is compromised.
Yeah.
Okay, and the threat actor sending you a malicious document through my email. You're gonna open it.
Yeah, because you're the CEO.
Y- yeah, because I am whitelisted. So that's why the zero trust is came to play.
Yeah. Yeah. And people
So
don't
always verify.
yeah, and it's crazy to think, like, if you put your mindset to, like, security education, because we were just talking about that, people don't think about the other threats, like the inside
Yeah,
threats, their own products being potentially
yeah,
compromised. Like, people
yeah.
don't think about that. It's one of
Yeah,
those
I got
also
one case.
yeah.
I got one case in Telegram. One of the my friends is
Oh,
contacted
I'm
me.
afraid to look at your Telegram.
Yeah. One of my friends contacted me. Hey, Dr, I got one links from one of the my friend is,
Yeah.
and I open it because I trust him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So this guy doesn't realize it that his friend has been compromised already. Yeah, yeah. There are a lot of interesting cases, in this social engineering area. In this, so that's why you have to always verify, always validate that. In my case, that I have mentioned it before, if my email is compromised as CEO and you got a malicious document as email, in this case, you can contact me. Hey, Dr, you have sent me this document.
Yep.
That's validation.
Yeah. Yeah.
In this
It is.
case, you don't want to compromise it.
So if I get links from you on LinkedIn, I'm not gonna click them. Nah.
Yes, scan it on virus total,
Scan
or
it
you can.
first. If
Yeah,
I get scary
and you
messages on Telegram from you, I'll know.
yeah, and you can try to using so you can use the browser link. They are
Yeah,
good tools.
yeah.
Browser link to see, or you can, but don't use URL scam because it's gonna
No,
be published.
no. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness. So we are hitting on the 30-minute mark, and I got a couple more questions for you. So the
yeah,
first one is where can people contact you? Maybe it's for career questions or
yeah,
just general questions about the topics we've talked today. What is a good place
yeah.
for people to reach out and
Link,
follow you?
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn. Yep.
Yeah, my LinkedIn is Diyar Saadi, Diyar and Di.
Awesome. And we'll make sure to include it in the description of the podcast too. So that way
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
super easy for people to follow you.
I have a 7K followers. I think it's enough.
There's not that many DRs out there.
Yeah. I think in cybersecurity there are only two DR,
Yeah.
and the other DR is myself, but my old account.
Oh, makes it even more easy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
and then the last question I have for you
Yeah.
is what advice do you have for our listeners?
Yeah. So my final advice for your listeners and for myself, if you are believers, first of all, you can rely on God to learn
Yes.
everything, and then if not, you can base it on your fields. Always learn from each others.
Yes.
Always learn from ask question, but ask the right question.
Yes.
Ask the right question to get a right answer. And if you want to be a good cybersecurity in general, start with computer architecture and OS internal, and start then with cryptography, and start with programming and networking and Windows internal. Fundamental, not go dive into advanced, but just have a surface, just have a fundamental foundation on about this stuff I have mentioned it a few seconds ago. Believe me, after 6 months, you will be in advanced level.
Yes. Yes.
That's all for your listener. I think it worked, inshallah, for everyone.
Yes. And of course, if you guys listen to this and you have more questions for Diyar, just make sure you reach out to him on LinkedIn. He's super friendly, super nice to talk to, very, very loves the cyber community. So he's doing great
Yeah,
work, a great guy to talk to, and just I'm proud for him. I've never met him in person, and I absolutely am
yeah.
very proud.
Inshallah, one day we will meet each other in US, Black Hat US.
Yes, thank you.